Now we will begin Part A with the first conversation.
Number 1.
What do you think of this suit? With this new job, I've got to start dressing more professionally.
Well, the style is fine. You might want to reconsider the choice of color.
What does the woman imply? Number 2.
A bunch of us are getting together to go to the basketball game on Saturday afternoon. You want to come?
Oh, I'd love to, but I have to work.
What will the woman probably do on Saturday? Number 3.
We need a quiet place to study. My roommate's got company. Could we work over at your place?
Yeah, no problem. But I have to warn you, I haven't done much cleaning this week.
What does the man imply? Number 4.
Pam asked me to tell you to call her. She said you have her biology notes?
Whoops. I was supposed to give those to her yesterday.
What can be inferred about the man? Number 5.
I have to give an oral presentation in history next week. I'm really nervous about speaking in front of everyone.
Try making a tape of yourself while you practice. That might help you feel more comfortable.
What does the woman suggest the man do? Number 6.
Tom, could I bother you for a moment? I need someone to return this book to the library for me.
That's no bother at all. I'm on my way there now.
What will the man probably do next? Number 7.
Everything on this menu sounds delicious. What looks good to you?
Maybe just a salad. I had a late lunch.
What does the man imply? Number 8.
I hear you're thinking about moving back into the dorm next semester.
Who told you that? I'd never give up my apartment.
What does the woman mean? Number 9.
You don't care if we don't watch the soccer game, do you?
You must be joking. My sister is one of the star players.
What does the woman mean? Number 10.
Hello, this is Margaret Matthews. I'm calling to make an appointment with Dr. Anderson for tomorrow morning.
Well, I can give you the number of Dr. Anderson's new office, but I'm afraid he's not at this office anymore.
What does the man imply? Number 11.
Don't you just love the hot midday sun?
I sure do. Unfortunately, it doesn't like my skin.
What does the woman mean? Number 12.
Professor Sullivan assigned us 3 more novels to read.
She must think you don't have any other classes.
What can be inferred about Professor Sullivan? Number 13.
I'm amazed that you're still driving that old car of yours. I thought you would have gotten rid of it years ago.
Well, it runs well, and I've actually grown quite attached to it.
What does the man mean? Number 14.
Bill has tried so hard to win a race since he first joined the track team, but it's 2 years later and he still hasn't.
I know, and it takes so much time from his classwork. Maybe he should just forget about sports for now.
What does the man mean? Number 15.
Let's see. Another thing we need to do is show the new students around town. You know, show them all the highlights of the area.
I don't see why we need to do that ourselves. I understand the visitor center offers a wonderful bus tour.
What does the man suggest they do?
Number 16. Just think, in another couple of days, I'll be in Montreal.
How will you get around once you get there?
What does the woman ask the man? Number 17.
I'm exhausted. I can't wait for the weekend to get here.
Need a little rest, do you?
What does the man mean? Number 18.
Diane is always saying she loves to go ice skating.
Yes, but when's the last time you actually saw her out on the ice?
What does the man imply about Diane? Number 19.
I'd like to return the sweater because it's too small. I don't have the receipt with me, though.
You could exchange the sweater for another size, but if you don't have the receipt, I won't be able to give you your money back.
What does the woman tell the man? Number 20.
Have you ever eaten at the Fisherman's Grotto?
Have I? I never go to the beach without stopping there.
What does the woman mean? Number 21.
Brenda, will you play that song you wrote?
Only if you accompany me on the guitar.
What does Brenda want the man to do? Number 22.
I'm planning to clean up the kitchen this afternoon.
Shouldn't you clean the rest of your apartment while you're at it?
What does the woman tell the man? Number 23.
That was a great play, wasn't it?
Yeah, the cast was wonderful. I can hardly believe they weren't professional actors.
What does the man mean? Number 24.
There are only a few drops left in the can. I guess we'll have to buy some in the morning.
Well, we can finish up this job tomorrow. Let's just wash out our brushes for now.
What will they probably buy in the morning? Number 25.
Jim, can I have one of those bananas you bought?
Sorry, they're still not ripe enough.
What does Jim mean? Number 26.
The students in Professor Murray's class think that the test he gave was unfair. A few of them do, anyway.
What can be inferred from this conversation? Number 27.
John sure knows some good places to eat, doesn't he?
Yeah, when it comes to finding great restaurants, John wrote the book.
What does the woman say about John? Number 28.
Look at my face. I got sunburned again yesterday.
Maybe next time you'll remember to wear your hat when you're working in the garden.
What does the woman think the man should do? Number 29.
Were any of the windows unlocked?
Not one of them.
What does the man mean? Number 30.
Harry, what's your new roommate like?
Well, for one thing, he's very outgoing.
What does Harry say about his roommate?
This is the end of Part A. Go on to the next page. Now read along as the directions for Part B are being read. The test continues on side 2. Part B. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part B with the first conversation. Questions 31 through 34. Listen to a conversation between friends who meet each other on a college campus.
Hi, Mark. How's it going?
Well, not so great.
What's wrong?
I've got a big problem with the poetry course that's required for my major.
Is it all filled up?
No, there's plenty of room, but there's a prerequisite. I've got to take Introduction to Poetry before I can take the special course in Poets of the 1960s. And the introductory course is only offered in the evenings.
You don't like evening classes?
No, that's not the point. I work in the cafeteria every evening. I need the money to pay my tuition.
Can't you ask someone at work to switch hours with you? Maybe you could just switch a couple of evenings, since the course probably only meets 2 times a week.
I wish I could. My boss just did me a favor by putting me on evenings, and he'll hit the ceiling if I ask to change again.
Wait a minute, I have an idea. Have you checked the courses over at the community college? They might offer an Intro to Poetry course during the day.
Hey, that's a great idea. I'm free this afternoon. I think I'll go over and check it out.
Yeah, their courses are actually cheaper, and you can transfer the credits over here.
Thanks for the advice, Linda. I'll let you know what happens.
Sure, Mark. Good luck. Oh, while you're there, could you find out when their pool is open?
No problem.
Number 31. What prevents the man from taking the Poets of the 1960s class? Number 32. What problem does the man have with the Introduction to Poetry class? Number 33. Why doesn't the man want to change his work schedule? Number 34. Why does the man want to take a class at the community college? Questions 35 through 38. Listen to part of a radio interview between a reporter and a climatologist.
Dr. White, we've recently learned that a large piece of the Larsen ice shelf in western Antarctica broke off in early January. Could you please tell us exactly what happened?
I'd be happy to. The piece that broke off was over 1,000 square miles in area. More recently, and quite alarming to scientists, is that a 40-mile crack, some 30 feet wide in places, has torn through the ice shelf.
I understand that the scientific community is quite concerned. What is the significance of these events?
Well, some scientists believe that this is a clear sign of global warming. Back in 1978, some American researchers predicted that Antarctica would show early signs of global warming due to the greenhouse effect. You know, the process of heat being trapped at the surface of the Earth by the atmosphere.
But couldn't crumbling ice shelves also be a result of the unusual weather Antarctica itself has experienced lately?
That's certainly possible. But you have to remember that over the past thousands of years, ice shelves have been through a lot of weather changes without breaking up. Remember, too, that although ice shelves float on the ocean, they are attached to the continent and can be as thick as 1,000 feet.
I think most people know that if the ice cap over Antarctica melts, the level of the oceans will rise. What sort of impact will this have?
Well, the ice shelves currently insulate the Antarctic continent from wind, which slows down melting. But without ice shelves to cool the wind, it will be warmer than usual as it blows over Antarctica. If the winds cause even 1/10 of the continent's ice to melt, the world's oceans could rise as much as 30 feet.
Number 35. What are the speakers mainly discussing? Number 36. Why are the events important? Number 37. Why doesn't the woman believe that weather is responsible for the recent events? Number 38. What would be the likely result of melting of the ice cap? This is the end of Part B. Go on to the next page.
Now let's begin Part C with the first talk. Questions 39 to 41. Listen to a talk given at a newspaper office.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Daily Gazette building. As I'm sure you're aware from your journalism classes, large newspapers are divided into a number of areas, all of them important to the success of the overall operation. We'll be visiting 3 important departments today. We'll begin our tour with a visit to the Circulation Department, which is responsible for distributing the paper all over the city. Then we'll move to the Editorial Department. In that department, there's the City Desk, which is responsible for gathering and reporting local news. The National Desk and the International Desk are there too, and various feature desks. Since you're probably most interested in that part of our operation, we'll be spending most of our time there, and you'll have a chance to chat with some of our reporters. Finally, we'll visit the Production Department, where the newspaper is printed. Please step this way.
Number 39. Whom is the speaker addressing? Number 40. Where will the people listening to this talk go first? Number 41. According to the speaker, what type of work is done at the city desk? Listen to part of a talk about a special student program.
Good evening. For you who don't know me, I'm Professor Mackenzie of the School of Architecture here at Hunt University. I've been involved with Semester Afloat for some years now, so I've been asked to give this introductory talk about the program. So, what is Semester Afloat? It's an educational program that is held aboard an ocean-going ship, the SS Apollo. There are 3 programs you can sign up for, one in the Eastern Mediterranean, one in the Western Mediterranean, and one in Southeast Asia. You'll have the opportunity to see some unforgettable sights. There are many social activities, and you'll make lasting friendships during the semester you spend on the ship. But tonight, I want to talk mainly about the academic program. The SS Apollo is a floating university. The faculty is recruited from the top universities in North America. There's an excellent library aboard. You'll study the history, language, art, and architecture of the countries that you visit. I myself have taught courses in historical architecture during 2 Eastern Mediterranean programs. And I can tell you, those classes are unlike any classes you can take here at Hunt or anywhere else. For example, last semester, I gave a lecture about Greek temple design one morning, and that afternoon, I took my class out to see several Greek temples for themselves. Oh, and of course, for all the classes you take, you'll receive academic credit at almost any university in the United States. Now, I have a lot more information about this program for you, but before I go on, I want to introduce 2 students who took part in Semester Afloat last semester, and you can ask them any questions you like.
Number 42. What aspect of the Semester Afloat program does Professor Mackenzie's talk focus on? Number 43. What did Professor Mackenzie teach during the Semester Afloat programs? Number 44. With which of these Semester Afloat programs was Professor Mackenzie associated? Number 45. What does Professor Mackenzie say about Semester Afloat classes? Number 46. Whom will Professor Mackenzie introduce to the audience next? Questions 47 to 50. Listen to a talk about Olympic speed skating.
Speed skating has been a Winter Olympic event for many years. But in recent years, conditions on the ice tracks used by speed skaters have gotten better. Until the most recent Winter Olympics, speed skating events were held outdoors. Conditions on outdoor ice tracks vary from hour to hour, depending on the weather. On indoor tracks, conditions can be controlled, giving all skaters an equal opportunity to skate at the top of their form. On indoor tracks, a constant temperature of 20 degrees Fahrenheit can be maintained. This is important because if the ice is too cold, it forms frost, slowing down the skaters, and it chips easily. If the temperature is too high, the ice begins to melt. Also, ice tracks today are made with extremely pure water. Minerals in water make ice soft, and soft ice doesn't provide enough resistance for skates. Recent improvements in making and maintaining ice will almost certainly lead to new world records in speed skating in the near future.
Number 47. What aspect of speed skating does the speaker primarily discuss? Number 48. What does the speaker imply about speed skaters who competed before the most recent Winter Olympics? Number 49. According to the speaker, what happens to ice that contains too many minerals? Number 50. What prediction does the speaker make about the near future?
This is the end of Section 1, Listening Comprehension. Stop work on Section 1. This is a reminder. At the end of the test, the supervisor will collect all of the test books. You may not leave until all of the test books have been collected.